suppose that your love for God can be measured by how much you love the least lovable person in your life? Or that your appreciation for God's compassion is indicated by the compassion that you offer to other people? What would you do if you found someone lying on a deserted road? And what if they turned out to be someone who had harmed your family, your worst enemy? Would you call 911? No cell phone. Go for help. We're in the middle of nowhere. What would you do? Jesus calls us to love our neighbor. But who is my neighbor? You see, the more narrowly I can define neighbor, the better chance I have of actually fulfilling that command. Jesus was asked this specific question. And according to God's vocabulary, a neighbor is anyone who crosses my path. I want to read to you from Luke chapter 10, starting at verse 25. It says, on one occasion, an expert in the law stood up to test Jesus. Teacher, he asked, what must I do to inherit eternal life? What is written in the law? Jesus replied. How do you read it? He answered, love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your strength and with all your mind, and love your neighbor as yourself. You have answered correctly, Jesus replied. Do this, and you will live. But the expert wanted to justify himself, so he asked Jesus, and who is my neighbor? In reply, Jesus said, a man was going down from Jerusalem to Jericho when he fell into the hands of robbers. They stripped him of his clothes and beat him and went away, leaving him half dead. A priest happened to be going down the same road, and when he saw the man, he passed by on the other side. So too, a Levite, when he came to the place and saw him, passed by on the other side. But a Samaritan, as he traveled, came where the man was, and when he saw him, he took pity on him. He went to him and bandaged his wounds, pouring on oil and wine. Then he put the man on his own donkey, took him to an inn, and took care of him. The next day, he took out 2 silver coins, gave them to the innkeeper. Look after him, he said, and when I return, I will reimburse you for any extra expense you may have. Which of these 3 do you think was a neighbor to the man who fell into the hands of the robbers? The expert in the law replied, the one who had mercy on him. Jesus told him, go and do likewise.